Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. I hope you're having a great weekend. There is no doubt that the Latino card from Riyadh that was on DAZN last night was a great card. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did reviews for most of the fights. But there's one thing that's really irritating me, and I mean really irritating me, and I want you to hear me out. And that is that people are saying, wasn't it great because it was free? It was not free, okay? Stop saying this. Just because it wasn't pay-per-view doesn't mean it was free. You had to be a subscriber to DAZN. Now, why does this irritate me so much? Probably because it indicates that people are at a point now where they're thinking anything that isn't pay-per-view is free. No, 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 no. Lest we forget that DAZN, when it started, was trumpeted by Eddie Hearn and others as being the death knell for pay-per-view. Now they do probably more pay-per-views than anyone else. Okay, so that was a lie. And the idea that the public have been manipulated to the point where they now accept that they're getting something if the great lords and masters of the promotional outfits, the great lords and masters of boxing, don't charge us for something we've already paid for. Don't put that paywall up. This idea that we're being given something, we need to get this out of our heads, all right? Because it's absolute nonsense, all right? It is, I repeat, and I'm going to repeat this several times, probably several times more throughout this video alone. It is not free. You subscribe to DAZN, and lest we forget also that DAZN's price has increased. And that, in fact, the quality fights, the quality cards, for the most part, are now behind paywalls. When DAZN started, it was $1.99 to subscribe, which, of course, we knew it was going to go up. I pay, the sort of yearly thing, and it works out to be about £8.33. Now, with the advent of Queensberry Promotions into the DAZN stable, you have to call it a stable now because they're picking up promoters, aren't they? We now have an opportunity for more non-pay-per-view events. I would not hope that's the case. I would expect it. Because I'm telling you now, as a subscriber of DAZN, if everything that's half decent is stuck on pay-per-view, I'm going to be unsubscribing. I don't expect to be charged twice for something, all right? If everything of any remote quality is behind a paywall, what the fuck am I paying money for a subscription for? It's like you pay, you're being asked to pay to get into a club, all right? I'm paying the fee, the standard fee, and then when I get in, I'm being charged again for the privilege of having paid the first time round. I'm not having that. All right, you know my opinion on pay-per-views. I've said it 100 times over the last few years. But at the very, very least, as a subscriber of DAZN, I expect good quality boxing. Okay, big names as well as, and I like the small hall stuff. I go to small hall shows. I really enjoy the whole small hall, experience. But I want big names, established names, as part of my subscription. I don't expect everything to be behind a paywall. But we need to shed this mentality that anything that isn't pay-per-view is a gift. It is not a gift. We're being fleeced. Do you understand this? Fleeced. And we have to get out of that manufactured consent in our minds, whereby we're sort of assuming that anything that is of any worth, we've got to pay twice for, assuming that, they're doing us some sort of favor by not sticking a good card behind a paywall. Now, last night's card, again, was good. The Latino card, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I expect at least two of those a month, one every fortnight. I expect that from DAZN. I forget his name, Alfie someone, is it? The VP of DAZN, when he was with Frank and George Warren, he was saying, well, this adds us up to, at the very least, 150 shows a year, probably something like 185 shows a year. I expect almost all of those to be non-pay-per-view, all right? Because that's what I'm paying for. I've paid you. I'm not paying you again, all right? I've paid you. So just a few thoughts, a little rant to begin Sunday with. Don't get into that mindset. Please don't get into that mindset. We already have a situation where pay-per-view is just assumed to be something that has to exist because, people have slobbered up the propaganda that, oh, you can't make the fights without pay-per-view. Really? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just means that AJ, Fury, Canelo have to take 10 million paycheck instead of a 50 million paycheck. So no. It's all. I mean, even that farce, that was on Netflix, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul got $40 million. Mike Tyson got 20 million, and then the undercard fighters were well paid as well. That was free on Netflix. All right, so don't tell me that pay-per-view has to exist. There are other alternative models, economic models, in which fighters might not get this astronomical amount of money, but they still get paid extremely good money. Stop fleecing the public. And the public, get out of the habit of assuming that anything that promoters tell you is the truth. All right. Stop being sort of neo-serfs, glad of your chains and bowing down to your lords and masters. Grow a pair of bollocks, in other words. Unless you're a woman, of course. Mind you, these days you never know, do you? Anyway, just a few thoughts on DAZN and pay-per-view and all that other crap. Please leave your comments below. Let me know your opinions. And thank you for your time. As always, please subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you could do that, it's free and it costs you nothing. There you go. There's something that costs you nothing. Subscribing to this channel. Oh, and hit the like button as well because they count the likes. So I'm told anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Bye for now.